his corners, tactical devils. We have some major bombas we're going to talk about. A lot of things that's been spinning around the place. We are going to talk about Matheus Cunha. It's done deal. Here we go. Very, very soon, according to Fabrizio Romano. We have the latest on Victor Gyrkeres. Some reports claim that Man United have already done a deal in principle. Mastantuono as well, the 18-year-old from the River Plate. Also, there's been bid mates. This is spin, or is it real? We're going to talk about that. Of course, I'm Mick Ruby. And where is Jarvis? Jarvis, where are you? I don't know where Jarvis. There he is. Hello. Hi.
Hey guys. Yes, and by the way, Mick mentioned it all. We have so much to talk about. We can mention name like Gyrkeres. We can make Mastantuono.
Yes.
Cunha. Osimhen.
Delač seems to be flapping away.
Wow.
Yes.
Guys, girls.
Osimhen is back on the ring as well. Yeah. Smash the like.
And we will be back after the usual intro. So see you in 2 seconds. Yes, guys and girls, welcome to Tactical Devils co-streaming on MUFC Realist TV. I see a lot of you guys and girls already have tuned in, so I just want to say hi to everybody. I see Alien Tenno is in the house, Gavin Underwood, Nash M87, Madhouse with the mad emoji of Harry Maguire. We have Robert Nisa coming in, and yeah, Johnny K always coming in. Good evening all from Jarvis and Nick to Johnny Kermode. We have Robert Nishak actually watching us on TV.
So we're going to talk about this one. Yeah, we're going to talk about this one. Yeah.
Yes, but we'll talk about it. And Barman, good evening, Mick and Jarvis. Yeah,
good evening, Barman.
Me and Mick. Stu is not feeling it.
Breaking news. I had some breaking news. Stu Willie's been arrested at the UK Customs for bringing in a live Chinese bat
from Wuhan.
Oh,
no. Now the algorithm's going to kill us.
Yeah, I heard. No. Sorry. I heard he was joining Wuhan clan.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang clan.
Wuhan clan. We're gonna get I'm just for once comment tonight, as I have a prior engagement as after assuring Stu Wall is released from Chinese authorities. Safe to say it was a successful GoFundMe. Yes, it was, but he's back in Britain. I will reassure you, everything is fine. Stu is just tired after traveling for 24 hours. You know, it's a long flight.
It's a long flight.
Neil Driscoll coming in. Big up Neil. The Driscoll is here. Sanjay Ramakar, Elite Baller, Dave. Yeah, all of you, you know who you are. So let's just go into the show. We have so much to talk about tonight. We have this been linked to transfers after transfers after transfers. I heard about Jan Bisek. We have been linked to that Atalanta midfielder. What's his name again? The guy who scored Lookman. We have been linked to Mastantuono. We have been linked to all of them, and we will try to go through everything. But the first the main topic of the show is Cunha. Because Fabrizio Romano has been yapping again and talking about what's going to happen. And, you know, he likes to drag everything out into eternity.
But never do we. I mean, I'm confident about this deal. Like, you know, if you say, here we go very soon, it is pretty much the Man United is going to trigger that release clause. They are, you know, talking to Matheus Cunha, personal terms, not a problem, all that stuff. So I'm very confident this deal is going to happen. What I'm shocked about is the first time in 10, 15 years that I see Man United do something in late April already. But I think this is a release clause is easy to do. I mean, I want to do like Xerxes, like, you know, so big up. It's almost like, I would say 90%. it's not a matter of it's not a matter of fact if it's going to happen. It's when it's going to happen. That's the thing what we're waiting for, right?
Yeah, and this is what Fab said today. This came out this morning. Manchester United keep working to seal Matheus Cunha deal very soon. So they keep working, according to Fab.
Rushman comes in to say also
1 week ago, and negotiations on the way on final contract details from the Brazilian who's keen on joining the project. But that's not only it. There's more.
Yeah, he's in love with Manchester United. He's already said yes to Ruben Amorim as well. According also to the brilliant Rashmano here in the chat, big up Rashmano. Cunha has already said yes to Amorim direct. They've been speaking in the tunnel, like, you know.
But this came out, Mick.
His father.
Yes,
his father.
Luke.
Yeah,
I'm your father. But we never said that, or did it?
Luke. Listen. Who is Gyrkeres' father?
Yeah, that's Ruben Amorim. So,
Ruben.
But this is just from MUFC MPB. So Matheus Cunha's dad has liked a reply on Instagram that says, "Welcome to United" with a love heart. So, can we read too much into it?
Casemiro has also played a part, according to Rashmanos. You remember that Wolves United game? They were standing talking on the center pitch 3, 4, 5 minutes, like he was briefing in Cunha.
Yeah. Casemiro is a Brazilian, so maybe that's a strong link. And his dad, everything seems to point to Man United. So I don't know, guys. Are you happy with Cunha coming to United?
I'm super happy. I'm super happy. The guy scored 15 goals this season. It's been the best player in the week in Wolves side. Kept them up. You know, he made a gentleman's agreement in January to sort of, you know, that's a team player to say, okay, yeah, I want to leave, but okay, I know I want to honor your club. You get as much money for me, so I signed this contract with a release clause, and off we go. Yeah, he's honored his part. Now it's Man United. Bigger fish to fry. Welcome.
Yeah. And Romano comes in also confirming Casemiro has played his part too.
Exactly.
So they play to him. Yes. Exactly. I see other people tuning in, as we mentioned, Romano and Elite Baller TV. Big up, Elite Baller. Thank you for the great comment you left on the video yesterday. Yes, I try to work as hard as I can on the channel, and I appreciate feedback from other content creators. So thank you, Elite Baller. I really appreciate it.
Brilliant. Yeah, where's Stu Wally? There's a comment. Where's Stu? We just reported breaking news. Stu Wally has been arrested, confirmed by, who was it? Trevor Wade as well.
Yeah.
He was entering from China, 24 hours. He got stopped at the UK customs, and apparently he was bringing a live bat. We're not talking about Batman. And he joined Wu-Tang Clan. That's all we can say.
Batman. I can't do it.
Osimhen.
Yeah, Osimhen. He's bringing Osimhen with him.
He's bringing Osimhen.
Ronak Josie comments and say, get the signings in early, sell those manager once gone. Yeah,
exactly. I agree
on that one. But that's the problem with Man United. We always struggle getting signings in early. And we know this summer it will be a 2-week transfer ban, or if you can call it, it closes down because of the Club World Cup. I think it will be hard to do deals early just because we all know all the money involved, and a lot of clubs will receive big money after the Club World Cup. So if I was selling an asset, I would hold out until after the Club World Cup. That's just me.
But another thing is what nobody's talking about is that in the transfer window, you could do these deals, right? You can agree, buy now, pay later. Right, that's the thing. You agree a fee and a rotation breakup with the Wolves to say everything can be done and dusted, but we announce you. We make the first installment payment after July the 1st. But everything can be done. You know what I mean? It could be announced, but you just don't pay the money until July 1st because that's the new financial year.
But would you agree a deal with Manchester City before the Club World Cup when you know they can potentially?
Oh no, I was talking about Man United.
100 million. Extra in prize money.
No, I was talking about Cunha and the Man United deal. I don't give a toss about City. You know what I mean?
No, but I'm just saying. I think the big assets will hold out, and the big transfers will happen after the club World Cup, as I said.
Yeah, true.
We have Thomas coming in. Big up, Thomas.
Guys, finished 1-1. Yeah, he offered me tickets to go there, but I'm not there in Gothenburg. Guys, EFK. Gothenburg, yeah. Good derby.
Jamie Wayne is in the house. Big up, Jamie. Good to see you. I hate this club at the moment. Sorry, that's how I feel.
I've been feeling like this for months, actually. I mean, not at Ruben Amorim, but the people above. You know what I mean? It's been so much happening, right? So much. It's created chaos. And this has also created impatience and toxicity. I remember this Rasmus Højlund tweet said, "We won this game and I needed this." And the Muppets replying on him, I couldn't believe what I was reading. Like, people been crying out for Rasmus Højlund to score goals. And when he finally scores, he tweets out. And people is like, "Look at your ego. Look at that." I was like, hello, we need Rasmus to fire for Thursday, mate. What are you on about? Do you want us to lose? Seriously. The same people say, sack Amorim. But yeah, I love Cunha. And people forget that Cunha is actually Amorim signing. Amorim wants him.
I hope so. You know, I really hope we get Cunha. The more I look at Cunha, the more I understand how important he will be for us as a player. I talked to Bath Time this morning. You know, other content creators, we discuss tactics all the time, and he mentioned this about the number 10s and the importance of movement from number 10. We saw yesterday, for example, Kobe Mainu dropping down sometimes and driving the ball forward, not starting high up with the center backs, but actually starting with the midfielders and attaching himself to them so he gets the ball in front of him. And I think Cunha is really good into doing this. His movement is really
definitely. I mean, before Cunha even receives the ball, he's already scanned the area behind him. He knows exactly what to do, and what he does is the unpredictable, right? It's the unpredictable, and that's the beauty of it.
So I can show you guys just when this is a tactical channel. We like to talk tactics, and we can do some snippets. So let me just slow it a little bit down so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Is Kobe on the ball? He starts with a much deeper position. He's not starting up here and dropping down. He's starting from a deeper position, and when he receives the ball with 1-2s, he actually get the ball in facing the goal. So you see here, Kobe receives the ball, and now he drives with it into the box in the last third. And this is what I would like to see more of. For example, Kobe Mainu coming into a position like.
But just look at Højlund's position in that moment. Højlund should be in the box, but look what Højlund is doing. Number 9. Look, he's almost standing in the way. Study Højlund there and the runs. Okay, he's making the run.
He should be here.
Yeah, he should be there, in the middle. But he goes to the wing, and there he almost stands in line, and it's too late. Nobody's in the box. He doesn't make himself available. So he has to make a shot.
Why did you have to mention Højlund? You know, he get me so wind up because he's so.
But this leads into the strike. This leads into the next strike conversation that we're going to have.
Yes, we need a striker. Thank you for the lead. I just want to bring up some before we go to the striker debate. We will bring up some comments. Chow View comes in and say, "Big up, guys. Question for both of you: Are Man United still the biggest club in the world?"
Yep. In terms of pulling power, seems like it. It's a big brand. We might not be the biggest team on the pitch, but goddamn, we are the biggest fan base in the world, and players do want to play for a sold-out Old Trafford. It's the experience we're selling the dream. Still,
we have to have the biggest social media following, at least when it comes to the world.
It's evidential, Jarvis. Just look at every single journalist. As soon as you put just Manchester United, how many clicks do you get? You know what I mean? What do you think Fabrizio Romano is touching Manchester United in every live stream he does?
I just want to say, Chow, when it comes to this question, what do you mean by biggest club? Most revenue, most fans, or best footballing club in a sporting way? But I think we are at least top 3 in the world, and no one can say we are not. Good question, by the way. JM42 comes in and say not anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Well, Ruben Amorim said we are no longer the biggest club in the world, but no, we are the biggest club in the world, but not the biggest team in the world. Like, we don't play like that on the pitch. True.
Yesterday, Mick, when we did the show, the match reaction, we asked you guys who are watching to smash the like, I would say at least 10 times during the show. And we doubled the likes. We had almost 70 likes, I believe, and normally we get 40. So that's why I will keep asking you guys to smash the like all the time, at least every 10 minutes or so. And I hope that if you haven't smashed the like, you can do it now and help out the channel, because it helps the algorithm so much. It's so important.
You guys need to train in the muscle memory. Like, you do that on a numerous repetition, it becomes natural muscle memory. It's like riding a bicycle. Smash the like.
Okay, the chicken dance. If we get to 100 like, Mick will do the chicken dance.
Or we will not reach that point. Or I crack a joke.
Okay, crack a joke. That's good. That's good. Paul S is in the house. Big up, Paul S. He said, big up, guys. Getting Gyrkeres would be my favorite move in the year. We need an elite striker, not the cheapest available. That's a good comment. Mick.
Take it away. Listen, it all stems down to, at the end of the day, that it's been a battle between Wilcox and Amorim. Like, Wilcox has his idea. They say we don't need data. We have Wilcox's eye. And Wilcox looking at the cheap. He's looking at Delač. Oh, that's a cheap one. I used to manage him in City Academy. Ooh, 30 million. But on the other hand, it was widely reported also that Gyrkeres and Osimhen is Ruben Amorim's pick, number 1 pick. So has it been like, wrestle down in the boardroom to say, let's try to see if we first can get, this is what I've been hearing, if we first can get Delač over the line, we save ourselves some money. But hang on a second, 30 million is the release clause, plus you have to pay the agent fee, plus. And plus now you have reports coming in that Chelsea is in the lead, right? So I seeing the media is more moving away. Now they're saying that Chelsea is in the front run, Newcastle has entered the race as well, and also himself, Delač himself, he's undecisive. He's not going to make any form of decision. He wants to wait it out to see who comes in. It's like he's waiting for his the bridesmaid. He's waiting for the perfect suitor. You know what I mean? So are we really going to win this race if Chelsea comes in there? And then I'm thinking, if you're Liam Delač, right, as a footballer, I play the game, you play the game. If a club comes and say, oh, yeah, you will play for us, you will play up front. Okay. How many minutes am I going to get? Am I going to be a regular starter? Will he be a regular starter at Chelsea? Will he be a regular starter at Newcastle? Question mark. If he comes into Man United, he's got a better luck with Rasmus Højlund, or will Rasmus Højlund be sent out on a seasonal loan to Atalanta to make way for Edison, for instance, the midfielder? We spoke about that last time as well. But in my humble opinion, what I've been hearing, Ruben Amorim made a promise to Gyrkeres that I will bring you to Manchester United. It was widely reported. If there was one player he wanted to bring to Manchester United, one pick, he said, I'm not going to rinse Sporting out of all your talents. He let go of Quenda. Chelsea took Quenda. Do you seriously think that he's going to let Gyrkeres slip away to his competition, to Arsenal? So if Gyrkeres had an option, who do you think he will pick? His father, his maker, or go to Mateta?
Yeah, you make a strong case, but we know when it comes to loyalty and football, it's not hand in hand.
So hear me out. Like, when you do a planning for each position, the way they do the transfer planning, they have 4 different targets, 4 options for the striker position. I am damn sure that Gyrkeres is part of that list, that Manchester United is just playing it down, right? I'm damn sure that they are deliberately leaking out to Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano, which we've seen over and over again, gets the first snippets from the club because they're trusted sources, the tier ones. They say that, we are not in for Osimhen, right? We're not in for Gyrkeres. It's too much money. It's basically, you don't want the sort of, you're doing a persona that you say, oh, we are a poor club. We don't have the money. And therefore it's a transfer trick. It's a delusional, right? It's a diversion. It's a decoy. It's what we talked about the other day. It's like you and me, we are going out to the pub together, which we eventually will do, Jarvis. But I say, oh, look, there is Margot Robbie. I really like it. But back in my mind, I see, what's her name? Miss Universe standing there in the other corner. And she's the target that I want. Yeah? So what happens? A few beers later, Jarvis picks up his peacock, his feathers, and takes boldly up to Margot Robbie. Takes her off, and I got a clear path at Gyrkeres, which is Miss Universe there. Scored, golden boot in 2 competitions. So all I'm saying is I don't believe in one single word what the media is saying, and nobody really knows, right? However, if we can pull up this this tab, which everyone is now talking about, comes out for Transfer News Live. They are so it comes out from Sports Witness as well. Jarvis, can you pull up my tab because I cannot share the screen? It's there in the tab below, right? So it comes in to say breaking. We keep hearing back in January up to now, we keep hearing that it was a deal in principle already done between Sporting and Ruben Amorim and Manchester United, but then it was downplayed. Then Arsenal is in the race, but there's it's been quiet, right? So it comes out breaking Victor Gyrkeres to Manchester United, reportedly done deal. It's believed that United have wrapped up the transfer for Sporting striker. I believe that they had these conversations for more than 8 months, right? This is a source of Football Insider. So you can take it with a pinch of salt, but just apply logic and reasoning to it and go back in timelines, right? So all I'm saying is, if you can remove this screen, all I'm saying is, I'm posting a question. Do you really think that Ruben Amorim's prime striker target, he made him at Sporting, he made him the monster that he is today, he will sit there and bow down to Wilcox and let him go to Arsenal?
Especially when we know that we are desperate for a striker.
And especially if you argue the case that this guy, he knows Amorim, he knows exactly the system, he knows already it's a plug and play. It doesn't take much integration. It's no risk. Sure, you might pay 65 million, but what about the return on investment? Goals, assist, goals. We're not talking about goals, but goals, right? That's what we need. So I'm sure that they're sitting there on the board with the Omar Barada, Wilcox, and he's part of the list. But you just don't go out and say that we are in for him. You know what I mean? It's like what I say, the diversion tactics. You go for Margot Robbie, I go for Miss Universe.
Margot Robbie, she's
hot. She's hot, yeah.
Andrew Collins coming in and saying, "Evening, guys. Big up Andrew Collins with the Glazers out." Yes. I agree with what you're saying. Victor Gyrkeres is the guy we need to sign, definitely because of his goal scoring ability. Let's just check out his stats.
Oh, sure. Oh my God! Don't even. She makes me wet. What she said.
This season in Portugal, he scored 38 goals in 30 games. Champions League, 6 goals in 8 games, 7 assists in total.
It's no brainer.
He's 26 years old, 328 days, so he will soon be 27 years of age. So we know for a fact that he's a little bit older than what Ineos prefer.
But it doesn't matter if he's 26, 27. He will finish, he's got 5 more years in his tank. By the time he finishes, we might have Premier League title, Champions League title. It's paid off already. That's the thing.
But the resale value won't be all that. Let's say we give him a 4-year contract, 5-year contract. He will be 31, 32 when he's out of contract.
Do we have a resale value in Casemiro?
No, but Ineos didn't sign Casemiro.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to take a punt on this. Do we have a risk? Yeah, but we don't have a resale value in Casemiro. We just run down the contract. Thank you, man. Bam, bam, bam. You scored a lot of goals. You won titles. That is your return on investment, right?
Yeah.
There's certain areas on the pitch that I agree you can go for the up and coming thing, but when it comes to this goal scoring department, I mean, Wilcox, Barada, Dodgy Dave, Sir Jim, they've been standing there week in and week out watching the game and knowing, shit, we're not scoring goals, right? So Wilcox can come and say, well, trust me, guys, Delač is the guy. This is the man. 30 million is a bargain. Well, on the other hand, I think that Ruben Amorim said, no. Yeah, he might work as my plan B, B, or C, but we all know if we're looking at goals on return on investment, you have Osimhen is available for the same price, bargain price, and Gyrkeres on the release clause as well.
Mick, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I read the comments from the Devilish Tacticos in the VAR room on your channel. The people are saying, Gyrkeres deal, done deal, what a clickbait.
It's clickbait.
Don't trust the word that Twitter account is saying.
No, I'm not saying that.
Genghis Khan is not agreeing. Let's see who else. Mr. B say it's a Portuguese league. Dave B coming in and say we're not getting Gyrkeres. Mick, behave.
Who knows? Nobody really knows. That's what I'm trying to say,
Everybody is not agreeing with you, to be honest. But
fine.
Look at his stats. His stats are brilliant. So I think it would be a brilliant signing for us. So non-penalty goals, 99 percentile. Non-penalty goals without penalty XG, 99, 98, 84, 97, 99, 99,
top green.
92. So
top green.
It's all green.
It's all green.
This is what we want.
Yeah,
he's a dream signing, but I don't think I'm agreeing with the Devilish Tacticos. I think we're not getting him. Even though
who are we getting? I mean, we got to have a plan. If we don't get Delač, if Delač chooses Chelsea, right? Who are our other striker targets? They have to be on the list. You cannot be ignored. And that is what I'm saying. Maybe it's not breaking news, but I'm saying it has to be on the list, right? Surely it has to
100%.
be. It's just that we're not leaking that out to the media. Perhaps we're getting in for
the Portuguese press, they love to leak out stuff to the media. So, and it's not just
maybe we're doing this like on purpose, just to say that Chelsea go for Margot Robbo, yeah. Chelsea take Delač. That frees out our path to get Gyrkeres or Osimhen. You never know, man.
Yeah.
This is the silly season. I don't know. Okay, let's be real. We will not get anything. We will.
No one wants to get Lap. Personally, I will take Lap. I think he's a brilliant player.
Yeah,
I think we are at the stage where we can't go for this top level striker. I think the Lap is a stepping stone.
I think that they're looking at the Lap as a number one target because he's cheap and he's available on 30 million release clause. If you look at the players that we're linked to, we're only going for players with a release clause. Have you noticed? Okay.
Paul S comes in and say, make Gyrkeres an offer he can't refuse. The striker position is key. And yeah, I agree, Paul S.
Yeah.
Or can I just call you Paul? Paul S.
Paul, yeah.
And this is from Chaos View. Remember, we linked to Mateta from Palace.
Yeah, we are.
I think that's our level.
Yeah, there was also news regarding Give Me Sports come out to say that Manchester United will look to sign Crystal Palace striker Jean-Philippe Mateta if they're able to win the race for Ipswich Town. So now they're painting this. This is a race. Media loves that. It's a race. Pole position. Chelsea's leading the race. I think Romano can confirm as well that Chelsea are leading the race. But Mateta? Hakuna Mateta?
I don't get it why Chelsea has such a pull when it comes to players, especially young players, young talented players.
Because it's development.
What are they actually doing to get all these young talented players in?
Development. If we're talking about a project of you're going to get the young up-and-coming players to develop, when was the last time we developed a player to a world beater? Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Long time ago. We don't have a track history to develop. So what is Wilcox smoking? Why do you think that? Hey, just look at Garnacho. Did he develop? Rashford, did he develop? No, they regressed. Look at Rashford. Højlund, did he develop? No, it regressed. Right? So let's be real.
I just got a message on my ear that Noradine from United Real Therapy will join us in about 30 minutes time. So guys, stay tuned because this will get exciting.
Fiery.
Yes, you know, he has strong opinions and that's what we like on this channel. Strong opinions, honest opinions. Trevor Wade said that's because release clauses means you don't have to deal with the club, just the player.
The player. Cool.
Yeah.
You agree with the player. You agree that they will marry you, forever be faithful, and then you just go to the church, take out the money, pay.
Jamie Wayne says Chris Wood is incoming. What's your source, Jamie?
Viagra.
Big up, Jamie Wayne. Big up. Sancho, Maguire, Cunha, Dorgu, Ugarte has all flirted with us, either on X or Instagram. Yeah.
So here we go. It's about flirting game here now.
And Sancho now is a freedom fighter. Freedom.
Right.
Yes. Next topic, because I think the Cunha deal will happen, and I'm happy with Cunha. Gyrkeres, I think it's a little bit far out. Sources are really weak at the moment. I'm not taking it too seriously at the moment. But you did a show earlier today on MUC Realist TV about Osimhen. And we know we have been linked to him several times. So what's the latest on Osimhen? Because I found this on Twitter today. So we have Raken from Transfer News Live. You know, they're not the strongest, but at least it gives us something to talk about.
Yeah. But this goes into my method of the madness to say that surely Osimhen is part of that list, and surely Man United are losing grip. I mean, they made Delač as the #1 target, but they're seeing like, you know, this race we might lose. So we are seeing Man United going for a place that has release clauses, right? You'd be mad as a club. You'd be mad as a sporting director not to have this top available striker for a bargain price on your list. That's my theory. I mean, that's my reasoning.
But there's a £64 million release clause.
Euro.
No, it says pounds. £64 million.
I thought it was euros.
Oh.
That could be done in installments, my friend. You know, guess what? He's got 1 year left on his contract. Man United tried to do a cheeky one early, like on 40 million. You got to play 1 year left on the contract. A player, like similar to Rashford, the club are desperate to get rid of him because they don't want him back, you know? So where is he going to end up? And even if people are saying, well, he's offered 12 million, he wants 12 million a year, that's what is it? 250, 300K a week? You get rid of Rashford, which you're balancing the books. That's 350K off. You get rid of Casemiro, right? Another 350. You got room to play within the wage bill. So I wouldn't mind getting either, you know, Gyrkeres is going to be cheaper on the wage, but this guy wants 300K a week. But this guy is worth 300K a week if he scores minimum 20 goals per season, bro. Because the report saying they want to, you know, we saw that Amorim wants to pair him up with Cunha. That's his dream, right? Cunha or Gyrkeres, what a pair! Come on. But Cunha and Delač could work, but it's not what Amorim apparently wants. This is what Wilcox wants.
I see Cunha and Gyrkeres as the best pairing.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because it's about movement. Because Cunha, he likes to walk, he likes to use his brain, he likes to drop down, get invisible. Gyrkeres, he likes to run, bump on everything, run those channels, diagonals, and I believe that's a deadly combination. But I don't know. At the moment, I feel like I'm almost willing to take Mateta just to not see Højlund for another season.
We're getting that desperate.
Yeah, I'm getting desperate. I'm getting
Oh,
desperate. Because
bueno.
the truth is, Mick, if we have just kept Ten Hag and not sacked him and spent the January window and signed Gyrkeres, we would be much better off now.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Because I think we
100%.
definitely struggle with scoring goals.
But and that goes to show that the club and the establishment above didn't want to spend much. They were putting all eggs in this summer window. That we don't know anything about. The first snippet that we know, and this is the Delač story, gives me vibes like Olise. Oh, we're gonna get, first we're getting First we're getting Cunha. That's a done deal almost. And the following next story is Delač. Similar to Olise. Did we get Olise? No, we didn't. We got Delač. We didn't get Olise. So I don't think we will get Delač. I think it's more of a media, creating this race story, right? Sure, Manchester United fancies him.
Yeah.
But they will see it very difficult in a race where Chelsea will get Champions League and potentially Newcastle as well. And this kid wants to play in Champions League, but I'm going like, Delač, you never played in Europe in your whole life. Yeah, of course, there's ambition. But who knows within 3 games away from now if we're going to be in the Champions League or not. If we get Champions League, everything changes. We get 100 million extra on the transfer budget. So it all depends on.
Yeah. But I feel like we have entered silly season now because the league doesn't matter anymore. It's all about Europa League and transfers. And everything that comes out now, we are linked to Lookman, we are linked to Jan Bissek, as I mentioned. We are linked to this guy. I don't know if you saw this.
Mastantuono.
No, not him. We have been linked to other places too, but this one, I don't know if you know this. Johnny Cardoso.
Cardoso, yes. Alice keeps talking about it. Cardoso,
yeah. So I don't know if he had a great debut season with La Liga after came from Internacional. Yeah, 40 games in, 4 goals, 1 assist, holding midfielder, deep lying midfielder, Johnny Cardoso.
But do we need a deep lining midfielder? Do we really need it? We don't need a number 6. We need a number 8.
Looking at yesterday's game, when it comes to playing out from the back, yes, we definitely need a deep lying playmaker, someone who can drop down, receive the ball. Because we had Kluivert marking Casemiro and Maguire's. We were 2 against 1, but our centre backs couldn't find one of them. No. We always ended up reverting into default, playing it out to Dorgu, and he lost the ball because we fell into Brighton's.
I'm looking at Sekakone.
We saw it yesterday when we broke it down.
Yeah. I'm looking at Sekakone. He's going to break into, guarantee he's going to break into the first team, right? He's number 6. We have the dirty Uruguayan. I love him. Ugarte. Yeah. Casemiro is still here, but I don't think the club wants to keep him. Even if Ruben is speaking, look at Casemiro. We know the club wants to get rid of him. Yeah. We know that Eriksen's departs, so you need to replace Eriksen, which is the number 8. So I think we are stacked in the number 6. We have Toby Collier that can play in that position as well. But one is departing, is Christian Eriksen, so we need to replace Christian Eriksen.
But I see Collier as a replacement for Ugarte when Ugarte is out. I think we will part ways with Casemiro this summer, so we will only have 2 real DMs.
Tony P saying Edison in the midfield, it's done. I agree with you. Definitely agree with you.
Yeah. Tony P. Yeah, there we have Tony P.
Edison. A double pivot Ugarte and Edison.
Yeah, right. Edison, he looks good, but I think he's too expensive. I don't see us signing
40 million euros? Expensive?
Well, we know City are looking for midfielders, so I believe I feel he's a Manchester City signing. That's my gut feeling.
City was reported got rejected for Diego Costa, the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And who knows where City's going to be after the summer? Nobody really knows.
164 people watching at the moment. 54 on Tactical Devils, 53 on MUFC Realist TV, 51 on X, and
371 on my channel.
If you haven't smashed the like now. That will be the most important thing you do tonight, for me at least. And Mick, you're doing us a favor. Richard James comes in and say, good to see Jarvis back on YouTube talking United. Yes, Richard, I don't know if you know, I'm on my own channel now by the moment, Tactical Devils, but Mick and I are co-streaming MUFC Realist TV and Tactical Devils at the same time, and we will try to make this a weekly show, Mick and Jarvis show, because we want to give you some content, and
I missed you. We missed each other, right? So.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Okay. Let's just have a look at this Johnny Cardoso guy. Johnny Cardoso.
It sounds like a mafioso, like a Johnny Cardoso.
I like the mafiosos. Johnny Cardoso. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, Johnny Cardoso he's here. Yeah. João Lucas de Souza Cardoso is his name. He's a midfielder, a DM. He's right-footed. He's 6'0" or 183 centimeters, 78 kilos. He's American, and Brazilian at the same time. 25 games in La Liga, 3 goals, 1 assist from a deep lying playmaker role. So this is his stats: goals 70%, pass completion. He's only in the 58th percentile. But he's really good on successful take-ons. So that means he's good on the ball. He can dribble. He can hold on the ball. He probably really press resistive. Progressive carries, not that much, only 33, only in the 33 percentile. So by the looks of it, not an Amorim player. But when it comes to defensively, tackles, interceptions, blocks, clearances, and aerials, 1. So that's his strong part defensively. So if you get this guy, Cardoso, we are looking at a defensive type of player. So we just run the stats. I don't know nothing about him. I don't know any of you watched Betis this season and paid attention to Cardoso. But
I know that our friend Alice Talks Football talks about Cardoso all the time. I haven't seen much of it. But one thing when I talk about is Romano, man. Seriously, Rashi. It's time for me to put my Bono glasses on. You gifted my channel 20 MUFC Realist TV. And there comes the Jarvis Twitch. Oh, we got a bonus. Walk off as well. Listen, legend in the house. Barman was gifted a membership. We have Danny B, Thomas Vegenes, Jay, Rob Taff as well. We got Paul S, Nakil S, Paul Lucas, The Waiting Room, Dav147, Nico Ava, Volkov. Guys, legends in the house was gifted Geeks United as well. Lee, man, come on. We have a lot of Carl Brown Armory. I mean, God. Listen, all I want to say is just Romano, man, you're a legend. You know, you always keep supporting every single channel. Me and Jarvis personally. Thank you so much, Romano. And guys, I keep saying that again. Smash the like, finger the like button right here, right now. Get those likes up if you're watching on my platform or Jarvis's. Don't matter, because YouTube algorithm, they only knows one language: likes and comments.
They do by far. And talking about Romano, he comes in and say welcome, but thank you, Romano. Talking about where did I have it? Here it is.
Oh, please tell me the signing that I want.
This is Romano's Twitter account.
Yeah.
Answers MUFC. Brilliant channel, always reliable. Always bringing in the good stuff, and this is the next topic. It's Mastantuono. What's his name? Mastantuono. That's how you say it.
Mastantuono. Franco Mastantuono. Yeah, we looked at him. Franco.
Now, let me read it out. Manchester United, Real Madrid, PSG have all offers for Franco Mastantuono, and the source is Soy de Milo from Sport Witness. So
further down, listen. Further down, PSG have opened the talks to sign Franco Mastantuono. PSG don't need him. That's the thing. Real Madrid, if we break it down, okay, Real Madrid never spends the 40 million, right? Real Madrid goes to players to say, run down your contract and come for free. So, yeah. PSG has hoovered up all this. But listen, this is something that Man United cannot afford to miss. This is an opportunity in a lifetime. This is a Messi-esque player. I'm telling you. There's generational talents and there's the lap. You know what I mean? Like Amad Diallo, we purchased 35 million. He was a generation talent. Lenny Euro was one of them. We splashed the cash for him, and look what he's becoming. This guy, shit! Did you see his free kick goal yesterday? Freakish. You know what?
Yeah,
he's already scored 40 goals. 17 years of age. He's his second season as a first-team player, right? He's already established himself. The guy plays like he's a senior pro already. Jesus Christ. And if you play for River Plate, you can handle the pressure. Set pieces like Beckham. Oh, yeah, we need it. We missed that.
Beckham and the flair of them, Di Maria.
This is what we're missing. We don't have a set-piece specialist anymore. Bruno, yes.
Eriksen is leaving. He's our best set-piecer. So, yeah, so.
This guy will walk straight into the first team. I'm telling you that.
He's good. It's really good. Are you Turkish? Mick, are you Turkish?
Dungur dung dung Tarek and dungur dung 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 Daphne, yeah. Unshukur dum dum dum. I do not know. I'm not. I'm not Turkish. What are you talking about? Bring me this hummus and kebab, please. I am by if I go by heritage Serbian, you know, if I look at my bloodline, but however, I was born and raised in Sweden. And then I've been all over the place, living all over the place, yes, including Australia. Mate.
Australia, mate.
Between Franco and Turkey, man, Turkey is good, Turkey, but Franco is the better player, is all round. Bro, the close control, the ball just is glued to his feet. If you look at his ref report there, man, God, you know.
You know, he's 3 goals. But they just started the season. I think they play now in the summertime.
Go check all his
goals. You know, his FB record goals. How old is he? 17 years?
He's turning 18 in August. So Man United most likely will go. They heavily scouted him. And Rashford can confirm that as well. They've been scouting him for at least 10 months or 18.
Yeah.
This is Vivel all over it.
How much are we talking about?
Rashi, I think it was, they were willing to have I think it was about close to 37 million euros, but they're putting the price up deliberately, but they're willing to sort of talk the price down a bit, you know? Because they know he's such a talent.
Yeah, but when you are up against PSG and Real Madrid, you know, we have to do a Lenny Euro as he did last season.
We have to do it, yeah. Lenny Euro. 38 million, yes.
Signing.
Yeah. Rushman confirms 38 million euros. Yeah. 38 million euros. I mean, we paid 35 million euros for Amad Diallo, 100%. You know, but we didn't have, you know, Ole didn't want to use him. Ten Hag didn't want to use him. Ten Hag you know the story. He wanted to sell Amad. But look at Amad now. Look at me now. Look at me now.
I have a question here from Genghis Khan Jr. Can Franco do it up in Stoke on a wet Thursday night? Jarvis.
That's what she said. Why not on Friday night?
In Stoke.
A wet night in Stoke. Mick and Jarvis sat in the pub with Mastantuono. Franco.
Oh, Mastantuono, yeah. Well, he looks quality. But we have seen players for Stoke, for example, Bojan not doing it. Other great talent. So it's a Premier
League. Georgic.
Yeah.
Georgic, I know him. Yeah, he's good. Serbian guy.
No, the guy, Bojan, I think his name is, the guy who played for Barcelona and then...
Bojan, yes. What happened to him?
Well, he's massive youth talent, but, you know, it's hard when you go to the Premier League. It's not the same. It's a good question, Genghis Khan. We don't know, and I can't give you a good answer. Jamie Wayne is not feeling it. Bidding war with two financial powerhouses.
Yes, but however, never forget the project. Never forget to say, where am I going to get minutes? Listen, that's the first thing agent's going to ask. Is it going to be a first-team player? No, he's going to sit on the bench. Ciao. That's what happened to Lenny Euro. We promised Lenny Euro, you will be our first choice. You're going to start regularly. And that's what you want as a player. If PSG comes in, they got abundance of people sitting being dustbin collectors on the bench. Same with Real Madrid. He's going to look at, yeah, you're a big club, you got a name, but what about my further development? I'm a first-team regular player. I'm the first on the team sheet for River Plate. I want to continue that trajectory. And that comes down to, am I going to get minutes, right? And then if Manchester United get the green light, all they can go to River Plate to say, listen, you want 37 million? Let's do it in installments. Off we go.
Yeah. It's true. We can do it. But Jarvis PSG bent over João Neves, and we helped him getting.
Hang on. He knows Garnacho. He knows Licha, 2 Argentinians of ours from the Argentinian setup. He knows Garnacho as well, as Garnacho used to play in under, what do you call it? The under 21 Argentinian setup as well.
Yeah. But I have this one from Wendy. I started this because this is a great comment. And when this young man, who is Argentinian, calls Garnacho to ask him about playing under Amorim, what will Garnacho say? I just call to say
I love you. Don't
play for Amorim.
No, I don't think Garnacho has anything bad to say about Amorim. I mean, he's improved. He put his head down. He's grafted. I think that the problem with Garnacho is that he already thought he made it, like under Erik ten Hag, and he got that. But for me, Garnacho should never been starting week in and week out. Garnacho is more impactful if you come off from the bench, right? But
at the moment, but he's still young.
He's still young.
He needs to learn more. More consistent performances. But it's a good question, Wendy, and this is why I love Wendy always coming in with a little bit.
But Mastantuono, if you look at his profile,
my brain needs work.
Yeah, if you look at Mastantuono's profile, you can't really define if he's a central attacking midfielder, is it a right winger, is it a left winger. This dude can play. He's such a versatile, and this is a Ruben Amorim type of player. He's got an engine and a half. Yeah, he's 2-footed. What do you call it? Amphibian.
He can
strike on his left. He's a left footer
and breathe underwater.
His strongest foot is the left foot, but he can shoot also with his right. But his ball control, man. Shit, the dribbling with the ball, the speed. Rapido. He reminds me of Messi. You can't take the ball out of the guy. And his shots. Rockets.
Let's not just hype up this young man.
I will
try to relax.
I just
I love players like this, but I don't believe it. It's too sensible. So for me, by now, on the Jarvis rating from 1 to 10, I give him a 2. It won't happen. But, that's just me. MUFC 14 comes in and say, big up Jarvis and the chat, Shakumaku Mickey.
Shakumaku Makoshi.
And DJ Superfly is in the house. A lot of people tuning in. Roddy Johnson, Whistler is here. Yeah,
congratulations, Jurgen Klopp, for winning the title.
Yeah, Jurgen Klopp.
No, I wouldn't say slot. Because basically Klopp built this team to the readiness, and slot can just let's listen, plug and play, and nobody's talking about. Yeah, nobody talks about who actually built the squad. So big up.
Emmanuel Odori comes in. I don't know, Franco or Mora from Porto.
Mora's not a bad shot, but Franco, in terms of generational talent, yes, Franco over Mora for me.
Yeah,
I saw something similar. I saw something stupid again. Dumfries linked to United as a right wing back again.
Is Ten Hag still working for us?
He's still on the
bench. It's over.
Yeah, true. Apparently, we're still paying his wages.
Yeah.
Amortization.
Good for him.
We're doing everything on amortization. We give you severance in amortization, Habibi.
Yale Malmin coming in, too sensible, saying Slot put mark on a mark on Liverpool, though not funny to say, but he's a good manager. Yeah,
he is.
No, we just bantering Liverpool fans, but I respect them. Yeah, they were the better team this season, and there's nothing we can
100%. Yeah, they deserve it.
And Genghis Khan Jr. comes in and say, "Are we allowed to say Asmus in here?"
Depends on how you say it, quick or fast.
Asmus or Asmus.
Bro, I don't know, man.
I don't know if you're allowed. YouTube algorithms, do you allow us to say Asmus?
Okay. Where are we with the likes, people? If you have, I have something very special bands to share with you guys, but that means that you do have to increase the tempo with your likes. You know, don't be like United's midfield at the moment. We need more intensity. Likes.
We are on, at the moment, on Tactical Devils. We are on 49 likes, almost 50. And how many are on MUC Release TV?
Let me check. Oh my God, 35. What are we doing wrong here, Jarvis?
We're not doing it right. Maybe you have to unbutton the top of my shirt.
You can leave your hat on. Oh man.
I have a lot of questions. Chaos View, Thomas, Barman, Mr. B, Genghis Khan, all of you have come in with questions. Madhouse, Emmanuel Ladori. So we will do a Q&A session in about 30 minutes. I'm soon expecting Noradin to jump on in about 5 minutes' time. But let's see if I have any more topics when it comes to transfers. We have the Mastantuono. Yeah, this one. Maybe we can talk a little bit about this one, because we are linked to everybody, and now Manchester United remains strongly interested in signing Ademola Lookman as they play a major rebuild of the attack in the summer. Lookman, Atalanta scored 4 goals in the final last season, Europa League. Brilliant player.
As a striker.
Fulham.
Caught offside. Okay.
So
are we looking to offload? I mean, we have a good relationship with Atlanta. You know, we got pulled down the pants by Lee Congerton. There was the sporting director over there, but of course it was John Murta negotiating the deal. We all know how it went. We should never paid 75 million for Rasmus, but are we seeing something? But I keep hearing that, you know, they are looking to bring Rasmus back for a seasonal loan. Would they get rid of Lookman? I don't know, man.
Danny B, he prefers Mbuemo. He don't like Lookman. Yeah.
Mbuemo. Yeah, it's not.
And Roddy say don't believe the hype job. I'm extremely skeptical to all of this, but it's talking points, and we are a Man United channel, so we just reporting the news. I'm not making the weather. Reporting the weather. I'm not making the weather. What's the saying, Mick?
We're just reporting what's out there. We're discussing what's out there, and we're not making the weather. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day,
and Madhouse wants to get Napoli's main goal scorer. What's his name? Yeah, he's a good one. We checked him out yesterday. He 23, 24 goals so far this season. So yeah. But Lookman, nah, it's a no for me. I'm not feeling it.
It's a lukewarm.
What's that video?
Yeah, but that's if people get to minimum 50 likes. That's a freaking funny bonus that I want to share with you. Like, I like a little bit of a crack of bands and jokes, but this got me off my seat earlier today. Seriously, salute.
We are still on 49 likes. No, we are on 53. Thank you, guys. So we are rising. People are giving their likes. Thank you, everybody.
Great number 10. I think we're done with number 10s if we get in Cunha. We don't need more number 10s. That's the thing.
No.
And I have a funny feeling that Amad Diallo will play right wing back next season.
You do?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We will see Zirkzee. We will see
is
Xerxes. Yeah.
Ahmad
We will
is
see
back.
Cunha, Xerxes as two main number 10s. Ahmad is back.
I want to get your take on this. Ahmad Diallo. Ahmad Diallo on the hardest and easiest position to play. Left back or right back, you have to run a lot, track back your player. And the easiest position is goalkeeper. You don't have to do a lot. You just have to save the ball. You don't run, you do nothing.
That's a pop to Onana. You dumbass.
Look at that banter face.
Yeah, you dumbass. That's the easiest position. Just save the freaking ball.
And Romano comes to
Ahmad
this
is not wrong.
is wrong. Yeah, I like it when Ahmad is a little bit banterish. But we saw it yesterday, Onana on the goal. He should have saved it with his feet. He tried to save it with his hands, but you don't save it with your hands when the ball comes on the ground, hard on the first post. You just stand there, save the ball. It's not that hard. So again, Onana cost us a goal.
Yeah, no, it's, again, I see more Cunha. We are playing as a left-sided number 10. You got Xerxes as the right-sided 10. My God, all of a sudden we have ballers on the pitch and a competitive midfield. We create a competition for places. Ahmad will play on the right side, right wing back. Amas will better it out with the Dorgo for the left wing back. But I think that Amas will win that battle at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But can we say
we saw Rashford getting injured today. Do you
think hamstring.
That affects Aston Villa buying him in the summer?
Well, I don't think Villa, he's done well for Villa, and that proves the point that Unai Emery is a bottler, right? He's done it before. They were in a leading position. Why would you take off for cooking Rashford? You could almost won the game. He took it off. He's done it so many times before, So Arsenal fans were right about Unai Emery. He's a good Premier League manager, but when push comes to shove, he bottles it, right? Regarding Rashford, does he really have ambitions to play for Villa? He's more happier under Unai Emery and Aston Villa, but I think his ambition is to play down in La Liga.
Yeah.
But even if he's gone through a hamstring injury, he will be healed for the summer window. But people will look at his overall contribution, what he did from January to now. So it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's definitely not coming back to United. Or if we don't sell him, he has to report back for preseason training, similar to what Sancho had to do, to play the Community Shield and shit like that.
Yeah. But I really hope we get rid of Marcus Rashford this summer. I don't want him back. I don't want the guy back. I think it's a broken relationship. You don't go back.
Yeah, and Anthony will be sold as well. He's been doing great. Not sold. I think that Adam at FUTV did something. He said something really. I remember watching that episode, and he said, it favors Manchester United to loan him out for a full season. Basically, if they sell him now for 40, 50, it's a loss. We're still paying it off. But if Man United gets a full wages for a full season and plus a loan fee, then they sell him next year. It's a more beneficial and financial. And I agree with him. It's like, wow, I never thought about that. It's true. But if we know that Batiste don't have the money to buy him, but however, he's created such a dent in La Liga, so there might be other rivals looking at him,
Yeah. I got this comment from Jarle Malmin. I mentioned the Napoli striker. It was my bad. I actually thought of the Atalanta striker, Matteo Retegui. That's his name. Yeah. I think he's on 24 goals, 25 goals. He's a brilliant striker, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Roddy Johnson said Villa have money from the Duran deal, 100%, But the question is, does Marcus want to play for Villa, or does he have bigger ambitions? We know he likes the big club name. I think this was just him. Him and his entourage tried all the big clubs, but it didn't work in January. So he ended up going to, Aston Villa at the end of the day. So
yeah, will I have the money from the Duran deal? Yeah,
plus we have to pay the differences what he's left on his contract and his salary. So we need as much money as possible for him.
Do you think like Barcelona or anyone of the big clubs, PSG, could come in swooping for Marcus Rashford after what he showed us?
What he did against PSG second leg before he got subbed was definitely a vulgar display of power. We know that PSG has been interested in him. So yeah, we will see. But I think that the Rashford will go to late stages of the winter. It will be dragged out because his brother, his agent, wants to have the big money move. 55 likes.
PSG, 55 likes. Yeah, that's brilliant. I saw Madhouse coming in with a comment here earlier. I'm just going to scroll up. And it's all about McT, the Terminator, coming in, quickly becoming a Napoli legend.
Yeah.
I think he scored. Did he score 2 goals yesterday again?
Yeah. And I've seen tweets like, "Oh, was it a mistake to let go of McTominay?" But guys, look, Serie A versus Premier League.
This is what we get every time a Man United player scores.
Yes, no. Listen, he's got more time on the ball there, and he's a gazelle. We know it. He always had it. He was the only one United team that was able to drive with the ball forward, bomb the forward like a gazelle, right?
But
I'm big up for McTominay. I'm happy for him.
That's a simple question for the Tactical Devils, the VAR room, everybody who's watching on X, on all the platforms. Did Man United make a mistake selling Scott McTominay? Thumbs up or a yes or a no? Thumbs down.
It was the evil necessary, 100%. I know that Ten Hag wanted to keep him on.
He did.
I don't know why we do this as a fan base. Oh, look, he's cooking over there. Oh, he's better over there. But look, it's a different environment. You come to Italy, you eat a little bit baba, better climate. You know what I mean? Getting away from the rainy Manchester. Sure, you're happy. Yeah, but it's a slow league. Got to remember.
Yeah, but he's doing really well.
Let's not forget the ball watching Scott McTominay. How many times on this channel, at least when we had MSC Realist, we were sitting here, but just look at Scott McTominay. What are you doing? Ball watching. Here he is, jogging.
What are the chats saying? Mr. B say he plays on his position in Italy and not in a double pivot. Romano comes in and say he was average for 5 years, 100%.
Sure, he had 5 years to improve himself.
Say no, we didn't make a mistake selling him. Craig Borby say yes.
Why? He made way for a better squad. I mean, he had 5 years to prove himself at United Church. I know we had the famous McFred double pivot.
Oh, remember the McFred double pivot under all.
Yeah, Fred was good. Fred was that destroyer, he was the. I mean, that's what Edison is like. If you want to win the ball high up, that Fred was brilliant on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super happy for Roddy. Yeah, 100%.
People are happy for him, but they're glad he left, and I agree. That's my take also. Genghis says McTominay was always better further forward, blaming Jose for trying to make him a defensive midfielder. And yeah, that's true. When he played as a striker in the academy, so he likes himself higher up the pitch. And at House, he would wanted him to stay in a squad. So yeah, as a squad.
Can we do something different? Can we do a poll on which one should have not been sold, Fred or McTominay? I thought it was a mistake to get rid of Fred. At least Fred, yeah, he was a mad player, but at least he won. He was so good at breaking up the play and creating chances for the strikers high up on the pitch. He offered something, but he also was a little bit clunky on defense.
Yeah. For me, it was you never know what you got with Fred. He could be a Brazilian type of Fred, being excelente, or he could be Fred from Stoke. And that was
Sure.
Fred's biggest problem. Revisionism don't help. I didn't rate Fred; he wasn't good enough, and I thought he could do better. The one that slipped away for me was Ander Herrera. I think he was
Ander
a
Herrera.
midfielder. We should never let him go.
And the hair.
He brought something special to our channel. And speaking of something special on our channel, we have a guy coming in from no one other than United Real Therapy. So let me introduce to you guys Nuruddin. Big up, my friend. Big up.
Sorry, brothers, I was cooking.
What were you cooking?
Cooking this up. I've been cooking that up. Can you see?
Oh. Listen, I have a proposal for you. Why don't you start a cooking channel as well?
No chance.
Why? Biryani. Come on.
You know what they call us now? Me and Saeed and Vaz, the Biryani Bandits.
Yeah.
Well, I thought Faz was doing like a cooking show as well on his channel as well.
Well, they are
Yeah,
content creators, so they have to make content. That's just the way it is.
How are we doing, guys? How are we doing? Are we all right?
Yeah, we're doing
right.
well. Thank you for asking. How's the weather in Manchester? Sunny
Lovely jubbly. That's why yesterday I'm like, I could do a 2-hour show and chatting about how shit Manchester United are and how pathetic we are, or I could just do quick match reaction and get the fuck out of there, get in the sunshine, which I did.
Yeah,
I think you made the right choice.
You did.
Yeah.
The
sun doesn't shine here that often, so what the blood murder she wrote.
Yeah.
Sun doesn't shine here, so I need to get the hell out.
Go enjoy.
How many sunny days you get in Manchester? So yeah, take the opportunity.
The topic, Nordin, is Scott McTominay. We all know when Scott McTominay scores a goal, this always comes out on Twitter. Did Man United make a mistake selling Scott McTominay? So I have to ask you the same question. Yes or no? Is it a mistake? And
you know what you should do, Jarvis? While I answer, you should get quotes. Look up Scott McTominay's last interview with the English press, and he explains it. Manchester United misprofiled him as a player. He's not good enough to play as a number 10 for Manchester United. He was never good enough to play as a number 6, but he did it. And it's just ridiculous. This revisionist history is ridiculous. Football is not be all Manchester United. Players can leave Manchester United and go and thrive and win things. That can happen. Manchester United is a toxic football club. But this idea now that he's the new, what they call him, Maradona? Something like that. Maradona? That's what they call him now. It's just ridiculous.
It's like, ridiculous. Bro, Dino, it's like you broke up with your ex-missus. And now no. Let's say Scott McTominay is your ex-missus. You broke up with her and just traded for something better. And you see your ex-missus doing better with another guy. You go, oh, was it a mistake? Did I let her go? Should I've? What would have been? Come on, man. An ex is an ex for a reason. You departed for a reason, right? You're mute.
And Wendy comes in speaking for Bombaye. Yes, we made a mistake.
Oh my God.
He's like McTominay.
Oh my God.
Big up Bombaye. Hope you're well.
You'll hear from him tomorrow night because we'll do a show tomorrow night, a preview for Bilbao. But it's crazy. Yeah. It's absolutely crazy the fact that people can do well and go and get played in the right position. I wish him nothing. I told you from day dot when he left us, like, all the best to him. Because now they have somebody who does not just go and fit in, somebody they can just plug in to play, misprofile him and play him in number 6 or number 8. He's not. He is a high octane running number 10, crash it in the box. That's what he does. That's who he is. Yeah. And Manchester United want to move away from that and have been more cohesive up front in the striking force. But it's not just Scott McTominay. All of the players that have left, some of them look like they look better, but it is what it is. We're a toxic football club. We've got to accept it. And I've just dropped the video, by the way. So people who want to check out later. And the title, you want to know the title of my video?
No.
The
please.
title of the
Bring it.
video is, let me just get you the title of the video.
Bring
My
it on,
title
brother.
of the video is Congratulations to Liverpool FC. Congratulations Liverpool FC. Congratulations Glazer and Ineos, Liverpool's greatest allies.
Yeah, I love that one.
So yeah, so I've just done that 12 minutes video. People check it out later after the stream.
Will
At
do.
your own wish. But yeah, I'm just breaking down, and what makes me sad is that the fan base has accepted it. That now we are no longer the biggest team in English football. Factually, Liverpool are. Liverpool have more European Cups, and they've leveled with us in league titles. We have more FA Cups. We might have more League Cups, maybe even, but they've got the two big ones. They have they're the most successful. And that's happened under Glazer ownership, and now Glinios, as they call them, Glinios. So they have to hold it. They have to hold it because I said before, if Liverpool fans sat in a room, 10 of them said, right, I plan to destroy Manchester United, I put money on it, they would never have come up with a better plan than the Glazers. So that's why I'm saying they're greatest allies. Congratulations to Liverpool. Congratulations to Glazer and Ineos. So for me, players who come through, players need to leave, and I think more players should leave. You know what I think, Jarvis. I've told you I think Garnacho's never going to improve as long as he's here. Kobe, I don't think is going to improve unless you get other experienced players and he's developed properly, bringing in, taking out, change that games are chosen for him and then take it out. Rasmus is not going to develop. You know,
that's why we stand.
If I'm Danish, I'd be like, get Rasmus out of that circus of a football club, because I would want him to be my striker for the future.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we don't have no developmental plan. We've never had it. How many times? How many years have I been talking about developmental plans, Jarvis? Mate?
Yeah.
I talk about it constantly. We don't have that. We don't improve players. Instead, we burn kids out. We throw them in, play them to death, and then when they lose form, the United Twitter lot go there, call them shit. Remember what happened to that young kid, the winger? Remember the young winger? He's Dutch young winger with a big afro. What was his name? Oh God, he played for Birmingham. I think he played a couple of games. United fans were like, he's shit. Get him out of here. He's crap. He's not the answer. Ilanga's not the answer, because we don't develop players.
Yeah.
Did any of you watch?
Was it Umari Forsen?
More Forsen, yeah.
Could be Chong. No, it's Chong. Sorry, it was Chong.
Chong.
Chong. Did you guys watch the Ryan Giggs Rio interview?
No, I didn't. No.
You need to watch it. He breaks it down, the development, how he improves as a player, all of that. It was development. I was there, I was speaking to the stadium when Ryan Giggs broke in. But Ryan Giggs, sometimes we didn't see him because he was taken in and out of the team. And sometimes he was played through bad form, but sometimes he was taken out of the team.
I remember, Nourdin, at the time, there were talks about Man United being cautious by developing young footballers, because we learned through Norman Whiteside, we learned to George Best, we learned to Lee Sharp even. And that was like Ryan Giggs was the gem, and we wouldn't want to play more than, like, let's say 1 game out of 3 or 1 game out of 4. At the time, that was the official statement from the club, and we actually developed young players. But we have stopped doing this. I agree, and we all seen Ten Hag running young players into the ground, Kobe Mainoo, Garnacho, and we are always looking for the next result. It's never about looking for the future and trying to develop these young players.
No, but it leads. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I don't know if Dino was listening to that. But I mentioned it about 2 times in the show, in the stream, that, you know, if you look at the overarching recruitment policy, what Wilcox is trying to do, let's get Delač. He's cheap and we can develop him. We're not going to get the next Mbappe. We're going to make the next Mbappe. And that's what I said. Give me one piece of evidence that Manchester United ever, I mean, we can go back to Cristiano Ronaldo, but have ever developed any of these talents to maybe world beaters. They actually regressed
They regress, yeah, 100%.
Regress.
Look at
So-
Dorgu.
So they can come with this plan to say, well, we will buy him on the cheap and we will develop this develop. Bullshit. Where's the evidence? Unless you turn it around this season and do a learning and development plan, like, program.
Yeah, we're not going to do it. Listen, we're not that football club. I personally think they're buying a lot of young players so they can sell them on.
Yeah,
and
fish farm.
then raise money for the stadium or whatever. I think that's what their plan is. Manchester United are going to come lower, bottom half of the table, mediocre team who sell on players.
Yeah. Guys, we have 1 minute. We have 1 hour, 20 minutes into the show. Nordin just arrived. I want to have a debate, and the big debate. Let's just play the intro, and I'll bring up the topic. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are in for the big debate. Nordin is eating as fast as he can to be ready, because now it's going to be Spitfire. And people, this is the background for the big debate. Caught Offside and a lot of other Twitter accounts came out today with Ruben Amorim's Premier League record since becoming Man United manager. Premier League record: 6 wins, 6 draws, and 11 losses. And I read this one today that came out, and I find it quite interesting because it's all about this topic. Give me 2 seconds. I will try to find it. I wasn't prepared. So here we go. So it's from Javi Chef MUFC, and they say, come next season, I bet you guys we will call for Amorim's sack. It's not rocket science. We've been here before. We see many accounts saying, give him players and we will wait until next season before we judge him. And the question is, judge what? And judge what exactly? Because how will we fix Man United in just one window? So I see the end of the day, it won't be fixed and we will judge him anyway. And my crystal ball tells me Amorim is done. Next season, he will get sacked. So I play the ball to you guys. What's your thought on this? Is it possible to fix Man United in one window? Because everybody say we will give him a free pass. We will not judge him now, but we will judge him next season. But how the hell can we expect Man United to be fixed in one summer transfer window?
One swallow will not make a whole summer, what they say. I go back to the brilliant comment from Ralph Ragnick. It's not, it's a simple. It doesn't have to take, 5 years. It can be done in one summer, and it's an open heart surgery. It all depends on the planning. What they look. I'm sure they looked at planned and see. This is the vital part. Can we do everything? I don't think you can do everything in one window, but at least in 2-3 windows. I don't think they're going to sack him either, because he's the man. They wrote everything on him. They changed the system because of him. So what? Are we going to sack another manager and just change to a 4-3-3 system or 4-3-2-1? I don't think so. They're going to stick with him in long term. I think it's part of the plan.
Yeah, but we know Man United is a pressure cooker. And the
but why don't we see other stats of other Premier League managers like Pep Guardiola from January window? He absolutely bottled it, and they spent over 200 million on players, and he didn't improve them whatsoever. Why don't we see those kind of reports? When it comes to Manchester United, oh yeah, everything's in a spotlight, right? We know whose fault it is. It's above him, right? The fans love him. The way fans are singing the Ruben Amorim song. This time things have changed. I think fans are giving, they understand where the problem is, not the manager's problem. That's the thing. Dino, what do you think?
It's simple for me. That's why, Jarvis, I was so insistent on them backing him in January. How many shows did me and you do together? How many shows did we talk about it? I said, if they could have bought him 3 players in January, and they would have signed 4 in the summer, that would have made 7 players.
Yeah.
7 players that would have made. 3 in January, doable. 4, don't give me any of this bullshit. 4 and 3 makes 7, right? Maths, people. Let them math like the maths. At the end of the day, it's simple. If you bring in somebody in October or November when they brought him in,
back him.
You have the idea already. Before you even sign the contract, you have spoken with him to say, this is what I'm going to accept. This is what the reason why I'm coming, because we've already spoke to the agent, 3 players, especially if you play in a specific system, a specific role. Because one thing at Manchester United and other football jobs is you're not going to get that much time because the fan base are flip-flops. And also, we know that the fan base thinks that's the only people. They haven't got the fight to take on the owners, who are the biggest problem at Manchester United. But they've always got the thing because football fans have been conditioned for the managers. Now, I was Erik ten Hag because Erik ten Hag took the fucking piss out of me. I was going to the fucking stadium and he was playing basketball as a vacation of football.
Open, yeah.
Football that was worse than the Sunday league. So you're not insulting me when I'm paying to watch you play. You're not insulting me. And he kept doing it. And then the 4 games before the cup final, he plays compact football. Even with all the injuries. First he said it's all the injuries. We have to play this way because of the injuries. And then at the end, he played compact football with all the players out still. And we started looking more competitive as a team. So at the end of the day, he took the piss. But I'm not afraid. The only manager that I'm genuinely the only manager that I genuinely regret sacking was Van Gaal because he was the only coach. He was the only guy that was actually coaching. And they could have had somebody working with him to get him the first choice players. But he came and told us, he said Manchester United is a commercial club. Manchester United is not a football club. After his NDA expired, he came out and did a massive interview and told us all, Manchester United is not a football club. Manchester United is a multinational corporation, and that corporation is going to get a big tent. And now we might even have to sell players to be able to actually
finance the stadium.
Finance the stadium. So this idea of Amorim, and I said that in January, and I don't know if you saw it in. He did an interview with Sky in the UK. I don't know if you can get some of the interviews on YouTube, but it was about 10 minutes interview. If I can find it, I'll try to send it to you guys. But they asked him like, how is it going on? And then he said, we took the risk in January to get players or not get players, and it looks like, it's bitter. Technically, what he was saying is, it was a risk for us not to sign players.
Yeah,
and
calculated risk, and they took it.
Yeah,
but that was not his choice, in my opinion.
That's not his choice.
Nobody. Everyone is hiding. Everyone is still hiding, Nerdy. Nobody's.
And he's doing all the interviews. And he's doing all the interviews.
They've been forcing
him to do all the interviews.
So this is the fall guy again, setting up for him to be another fall guy. It's the same script. I'd rather see Omar Barada come in and be the spokesperson to come out and speak to the fans, or have somebody that is a spokesperson for the club, and leave fucking Amorim and just do his job. Just do the pre-match press conferences and post-match, and that's it. But he's been booked in to talk to Sky, talk to all these newspapers. Fucking hell! Just his job is to be the head coach on the pitch.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this what I feel, on this topic is who will fix Man United in one window, and it's so much to fix the mentality of the squad, the culture of the club. A lot of players needs flushing. We need time for new ideas to settle into the heads of the players. New players need adjusting, and we want to judge him on one season. We've been here before. We know. And maybe next season, at best, Amorim will finish 7th. So how do you see this going on?
Where are you getting that from?
But at best, I'm keeping it real.
That's incredibly optimistic, Jarvis.
Yeah,
Jarvis, he can't win 2 games in a row. Manchester United can't win 2 games in a row. How are we going to finish 7th? You have to be able to put a run together to stay in 7th. You have to at least win 5 or 6 in a row. So how is it when they're signing Nappies FC, Babysitter FC? If that's all they're signing for him, people kept telling me, these bootlickers, Ineos bootlickers. They keep telling me about the Latin Americans, the 17-year-old. Is he Colombian or Ecuadorian? Wherever he's from, Leon something that we signed.
Leon, yes.
I'm laughing. They're like, oh, he's gonna be phenomenal next season.
He's gonna start in the under 21s.
Jarvis, what have I always told you? No other club in world football loves a savior or loves a scapegoat.
True.
So Manchester United are not getting done in one summer. That's why January could have signed 3 players. I think Man City signed 4, if I'm not mistaken, 4 players. We could have signed 3, and we could have signed 4 in the summer. And Jarvis, Mick, and majority of the audience, when the manager comes, usually you get given maybe 4 windows. 4 windows, 5 windows, you should have an idea of your squad that you have.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? If the backing's there. But you guys can tell me something different. I've never seen a club claim to be bankrupt, right? And no money, and that we were running out of operating money and all of that. And then to go and make a return to come up. I've never known that. Unfortunately, modern football, but even you guys, you were aware of that era, as I was. Fergie spent a lot of money. Ferguson came in 1985, 86, cleared out, Jarvis can tell you people, cleared out the alcoholic problem at Manchester United. Cleared out all the drinkers.
He did.
And he bought so many players. Bruce Pallister, Irwin, Ince, Keane. You know what I mean? He bought all these type of players. Wallace, remember? He bought all these different type of players. And then, after that, some of those signings didn't fare well, Jarvis. And he bought some more. He doubled down and bought some more players. Manchester United, people think Manchester United spent a lot of money to change the whole squad around while the kids were being developed in the youth teams. And then he got rid of a lot of players then. And then he bought in the mix of youth and experience.
And if you remember the first Ferguson squad, Noradin, it was all about physicality, toughness. It was about aggression. We had a lot of these really tough players. And we were a hard team to face. So the standard was set, and when we brought in the young players, they knew how to behave, because you couldn't come in there and believe you were a star at 17 or 18. You will get your feet knocked off in the first session of training, and you just have to double down. I like this comment from Jay. You either give him time to set the foundation, or what's the point of all this?
Yeah, I agree.
So
it's about squad building right now.
Jarvis and Nick, I just want to bring another thing to your attention. So by next season, 6 months into next season, Jarvis and Mick and the audience, he will have 1 year left on his contract. Now you tell me, how much of that is his stability for a coach who's tried to do a proper rebuild with a football club? When most of you've heard players, ex-players in interviews who've looked at him and said, oh, your contract's only for 1 year. I've got 3 years left on my contract.
Well, hang on. Hansi Flick at Barcelona only does 1 year at a time.
No, but that's Barcelona. That's different. They've run differently to Manchester United. You can never compare Manchester United to any other football clubs. Barcelona have sold so many levers, sold their parts of their new stadium so they can win now, because they understand it's about winning now. They can buy back that other stuff when they make money from the new stadium, but they can buy it back. But they need to win. They can't fall behind. So,
but I believe that Ruben wants to win now as well.
Yeah, but let me just break down to you. So we've seen what happens with Manchester United. If certain players think the manager, their contracts are longer than this manager. We saw it. It might have been an interim, but we saw how they treated Ralph at the end of the day. And I don't know. I have never known at Manchester United. And that's why I never compare Manchester United to any other football club. I have never known a manager only having a year of his contract.
Yeah.
That's why Ten Hag had to sign, for them to go, oh, we're backing you, Ten Hag. It was also for the players as well, mentally. for him to get the extension. They did it with Oli and they did it with Jose because players will down too. Players don't need that much encouragement to down too. You know that, and everybody. In the last 10, 12 years, that's what the players have been. So at the end of the day, 6 months into next season, he's part of the rebuild. We're buying players for him. If he gets a sack, back to square one. But he will have a year left because he's already now. How long has he been in charge now? He would have been. It's two and a half years. His contract is. So he's already been in charge about 6 months. 6 months now. Yeah. By the time the season finishes, if he gets another 6 months, that's a year.
Then he's equally dependent on what the recruitment team is doing for him in the summer.
Mick, I'm sorry to say, my whole argument when I did the match reaction the other day, and my tweets have been Manchester United fans believe next season is like a year away. Next season is 3 months and 3.5 months away. Next season is not. And I asked the question, what's going to change? What do you guys see is going to change? The photo of DJ Superfly is the funniest play I've ever seen. Man. It's Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
R7.
You know what I mean? R9 settings. R9 settings, yeah. With a little quick haircut. It actually suits him. DJ Superfly, you need to send me that photo on Twitter, man.
I got something better for you, Nuruddin, later on. You will laugh your pants off, to be honest.
I just created a poll in the chat for you guys to answer. It's all about Ruben Amorim. Do you think one window is enough for Ruben Amorim to fix this? Yes or no?
No.
And people, please smash the like on the video. Subscribe to the channel.
Yes. But the reason why I asked this question is because I want us to calm down a little bit, because I feel now the expectations for the summer transfer window to come in and everything will be fixed. Everybody say they are willing to give him time and we'll judge him next season. But I think even next season is too soon. So I will hold my judgment next season even further than that. I will give him more time, and because I know realistically we need more transfer windows, even if things goes down the drains. Already, where did we go? Yeah, we have a lot of questions, so I think we can do a Q&A, and after that we can, if we have enough likes. How many are we on now, Mick? We are on 57 on Tactical Devils. What's the
47
target?
likes on my channel, and 904 watching, and only 47 likes.
Okay, I set the target on 70 likes. If you get 70 likes, we will play this video for you guys. A short snippet. So 70 likes, you will get the brilliant video.
The bonus, what happens to the player after they finished in the career, including Stu Woolley, if they're still playing.
58 likes. So target is 70. So 12 more likes. If you haven't liked the video, now is the time. It's a like spike. Let's do the Q&A. Get your questions in. I will play the Q&A intro. Brilliant. We have a lot of questions coming in. I will be the host when it comes to the Q&A. Let's just start. I see a lot of questions coming in from Roddy, Neil, a lot of good questions. So let's just start at the top. Thomas Svedinos coming in. Big up, Thomas. He say, do you think we can get Osimhen on loan for a season with an obligation to buy? Mick, you are the transfer guru. What's your take?
The point is that he's no longer welcome. He's got 1 year left in his contract. We know that Napoli are desperate. They don't want him back, similar to us at the Rashford situation. This is a very interesting one. What's going to happen? I know that Chelsea was trying to get him from Galatasaray in January. That deal fell through. Seriously, anything can happen, man. This is the transfer window. But if Saudi comes in with the big 450, 500K a week, I think he will go there, which is a sad state for football because he's one of the top scorers in Europe.
Yeah, he is. And to follow that up, Genghis Khan comes with a question, and why does Osimhen wants Messi-style type of wages? Is he that good? Nordin,
Messi-style wages.
12 million.
Yeah, because he's talking about 250K a week after taxes. So we are talking about almost 500K.
That's Saudi and Italian influence. Because in Italy, clubs actually pay the tax for you. Remember all the Serie A when it was strong, a lot of players would go there and sign for clubs because they would get a wage, after tax, because the clubs would pay the tax. So Saudi Arabia, you don't pay tax.
You don't pay tax.
You don't pay tax. So at the end of the day, it's called the Saudi and the Serie A-ification of football, I'm afraid. So Osimhen, you were bought by Saudi, go and play for them. Why did you escape to Turkey?
And I think that if Neon comes in, which is owned by PIF, the richest sovereign wealth fund, comes in and say they're just got being promoted up to the Pro League. If they want to pay money for, let's say, might be an Osimhen, might be also an Onana, they got shit tons of money. If you don't know what Neon Project is, go look it up. They're creating this futuristic in the north of Saudi, in the middle of the freaking desert, 7-star hotels, entertainment, football, leisure, you name it, right? They got dough. They might pay the money, but please bring Onana. Take Onana with you.
Yeah. We need. Yeah, and next question is actually on Onana. It's from Madhouse. So who is linked with Onana? There were one club.
I've not seen anything concrete with him. Nothing concrete.
Neom.
I haven't seen anything concrete. I doubt it that he's leaving. I think all of it is just talk. I'll be shocked if he's one of the people that's replaced. He should be replaced because we saw it on Sunday that he didn't have to play back. You saw how aggressive the trap was from Bournemouth, and he bumps it to Luke Shaw, who's useless. Luke Shaw then gets the kid in trouble. He's supposed to get the kid out of trouble, not put him in trouble.
Yeah,
and then we had 3 players on their team lining up to shoot.
Exactly, we spoke about it. Like, Luke Shaw just, I don't want to have the accountability. Pass it off to the kid. Let him have the blame. But Onana should have just gone long.
Yeah, Onana on loan. I have a question here from Mr. B. I will give this to Noradin. Question to the panel: which player has been made better by Amorim? I can't name one, and that is worrying. Can you name one player that Ahmad maybe?
Ahmad, yeah, but
I don't think Ahmad was made better. I think Ahmad was just given a chance to play because Ten Hag never wanted to. Ahmad, remember, he got him into the final, and Ahmad didn't even get 1 minute in the cup final.
Lenny Euro.
Can you believe that? The kid who put you into the final doesn't even get 1 minute in the final. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was a disgrace.
He didn't rate Ahmad. He didn't like Ahmad. And Ahmad was good already. He just needed the opportunity to play.
I mean, we got Lenny Euro, and we've seen Lenny Euro. But anyway.
But
the question is...
He's a talent. One thing I would say to him, one thing I would say, Lenny Euro, maybe it was due to injuries, but the fact that he looks after Lenny Euro, he doesn't play him 90 minutes.
Can it be that
I like that aspect of it. No, it's not because it's the Abrigado tax. Him and Diego Dalot play regardless how well or badly they play every week, and I'm not having that, Nick. I don't like that.
But Bruno has been more disciplined under Amorim. I like when Bruno is playing more deeper, and he's been more disciplined. No more Hollywood passes, more disciplined under Ruben Amorim this season.
Lenny Euro, maybe Lenny Euro is developed. Casemiro, but there's not many. So yeah, that's a big problem, and I don't think it's Amorim's fault.
I know, Højlund.
Oh, yeah, he has regressed. He has really regressed. Okay, we have a lot of questions.
Maguire, Rashmanis and Maguire's been good. Yes, I agree.
Question from Neil Driscoll. The Driscoll is coming in saying a question: how many young players will United sell?
I think they will sell a
Thank
lot.
you.
I heard that Dangor is going to be sold.
Mainu and Garnacho, those are the main targets of the youngsters.
Yes.
What about Collier? Is he a potential guy
Do you
we
think
will
they're going to
sell
sell Collier?
summer?
I really hope that he's back from injury. Have you heard anything about his injury? Is he back? Is he training? People are talking about Ahmad. I'm like, we need him back because if we're winning, he's the type of guy you want on the football pitch.
True.
Who can hustle and fight to keep the score where it is. Remember his cameo against Arsenal in that FA Cup knockout game? With 10 men, he was tremendous. Tremendous.
But who's going to be the sacrificial lamb? You know, could Collier?
Oh yeah, it was Delač who got sent off.
Could we be for a shock that club sells Collier because of Sekokoni's coming up?
No, I wouldn't. We need legs. I would not sell Collier.
No,
he needs to be developed, and he looks strong enough physicality wise. He's the only one of the only most physical players we've got, Jarvis. I don't know if you noticed.
I think to answer that
he's
question,
one of the most robust players who can actually withstand the running. You know, he's got the engine and the running and the hustle and fight.
Yeah, definitely.
He would start every game for me personally, but that's just me. But I'm not the coach.
I think it's clear that you look at the under 21s that haven't made it up to the first team yet will be sold a lot. You know.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. It's that fish farm. I think Collier will be safe. I think that, Dangor will be sold. He never broke through anyway. Those kind of players that, never broke through, that it's an under 21s will be sold. We're looking at 7 different players which would be pure profit sell.
Next question coming in from Wendy. Do you think the record for an academy player being in every squad will end next season?
If they keep buying younger players, yeah, because then the ones who are the academy would be the ones that they're buying would be stopping them. But I hope that tradition stays. I hope we never lose that tradition. It's actually only one of the things to be proud of. You know what I mean? I don't think any other football club in the world that I know of has that. We've had 70 years or whatever it is, 80 years where we've had one player in being part of them. Every player, we had a youth player being part of every matchday squad. So, but if anybody's going to do it, is Glinios, Glazer Ineos. They're going to do it. If somebody's going to do it, they've already broken all the records of losses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was the 21st time in the Prem this season we have conceded the first goal. 21st time. It's like we kick off a game in the Premier League and we wait for the team to score. That's what we do.
Yeah, but we always seems to play better when we throw the kitchen sink in, Nordin. When we
that's what I'm
play
saying
under the manager's instruction and just go gung ho.
But why don't we go in and try to win the game first? Remember we used to do that. Remember that teams? We used to go and take the teams away first 25 minutes, half an hour. We used to take the game away from them. 2-0 up, sit back, counter-attack them all day. That used to be part of Fergie's tactic. Remember that? So
okay.
I don't know why we don't do it. And have you seen how many errors? Like I'm talking about, like embarrassing errors. In tennis, obviously, it's an individual sport. You've got something on unforced errors. We are officially unforced error
FC.
That's the one. Every goal we concede is preventable. Now you can say that almost about every goal, but Jarvis and Mick, teams are not opening us up 1-2s. Nobody's picking up the ball, putting it in the top bin from 40 yards. Nobody's doing that. It's always about how our players are handling the ball or the decision making on the ball.
But it starts from the goalkeeper trying to play up from the back. The way we conceded the 1-0 goal started from Onana making that decision. He turned around and passed it to Luke Shaw, hot potato, or to Hurt, Dogo. Instead of just looking up on the field, who is available, ping it long, Why would it just turn around when you know that Bournemouth are just lurking and pressing? So it's got to start with the goalkeeper. You know what I mean? And so far, a lot of those individual defensive error comes from Onana, in my opinion. That's the instigator of the start. If we started to play out from the back, simply we cannot play on the back with this goalkeeper. And we recruited this goalkeeper in because he was good on his feet. But if you bring back what Jar was saying, the mock tweet from Amad Diallo, the simplest position to play is the goalkeeper. Your job is just to stop the fucking ball to go into the net and start the play.
100%. Mick, I don't have any more questions. So this is the last question coming in from Jamie. We have 10 minutes left of the show. So if you haven't smashed the like, now is the time. We need to at least reach 60 likes for us to play that funny video. And Jamie Wayne comes in and say, do people think we will be in a better position on the Qatar? And I will give this to Noradin because I'm not quite sure what's your take on Qatar.
I think 100% because those people are obsessed with winning. You see what Man City, these billionaires, they've got so much money, they want to win. So one way or the other, they would want to win. And unfortunately, Ibrahimovic was doing it with Chelsea. Chelsea won all those trophies. Man City happened to it. They do it all that. And then Newcastle soon with the Saudis will find a loophole somewhere and they will start spending money and they will win trophies. Newcastle have not won a trophy in 70 years. Do you think it's a coincidence? As soon as the Saudis take them over and everything is
won the
around the back, they win a trophy.
They won a trophy
in the Champions League. And they're going to maybe they're fighting to go to Champions League, for the second time maybe in 3 years.
But not they want to win at all costs. I know that, but not to any cost like Man City.
Do not be surprised, mate. Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised.
We would definitely be. We wouldn't be in this position that we are today if Qatar took us over and cleared all the debt. We wouldn't have the PSR FFP rules for sure, right? And. But the question is, would we have all this money to spend in the January due to the PSR FFP rules that's in place at the moment, very strict? I say there's Premier League table and there's the PSR that we are battling at the moment. Yeah. So, Saudi came in, the PIF, they couldn't spend all the money, but things about to change next season. You will see like Saudi going big on Newcastle. And yeah, 100%. But it is what it is, man. It is, Jamie. What to do?
It is. One quick question from Neil. The Driscoll coming in at the end to say Shea Lacey, lots of injuries. Will he be sold?
I don't know, man. It's a teenage problem. He's a growing problem. It's normal.
Yeah, the injuries are part of it. Remember, I just want to remind people, Steven Gerrard. I remember one of our friends, Matty, if you're watching, big up. He played against Steven Gerrard years and years ago before Steven Gerrard was Steven Gerrard. And he was like, listen, I played against this player. Oh my God, he's levels. He's so good. And he was like, in the next couple of years, in the next year or two, in the next year and a half, he's going to be breaking in through to Liverpool. My words, he's that special. And then we didn't see him. We're like, Matt, who the hell were you talking about? And we find out that Steven Gerrard had injuries. Kaká is another classic example. Kaká, the player, was going to give up football. He had such a debilitating injuries. Doctors told him he might not even walk properly.
I remember that.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, people, there's been great examples of young players because you're going through growth spurt and how the hormones affect young players. So it depends. No, I agree. Some youngsters, the injuries have come up to them, regardless how talented they are, and the injuries have stole their career. And it's heartbreaking and it's so sad.
But also your body as a youngster, tends to heal and recover faster than more of a senior player. True that, right?
Yeah.
Depends on the growing pains. Depending on the type of injuries that you've got, Mick. If you've got deficiency in certain imbalance in certain ways, like for example, problem in your back could be causing your knee. You know what I mean? So it depends.
Or problems with your teeth can cause you constant inflation or
exactly somewhere else. Yeah. So it's about finding out. Another player actually is Diego Dalot. Diego Dalot went to China, tried to find alternative Chinese historical medicine. Tried to
as he was growing. Yeah.
Wendy coming in with the absolutely last question for the night. Do you think if Carrick was playing in this era, he would be considered as good as Declan Rice or better? Mick? I think it's a simple yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Carrick is so underrated. I think he was underrated when he played for Man United. I think it was
unsung hero. Yeah, not true. But,
super influential in the way we played.
But it's just different eras, of course. Like, now these modern players, they are like pompadons, they're all about social media, and they break down if they see criticism about themselves on social media. They read social media. Back then, when you had Carrick and all these players, what we discussed, they were like hard on the pitch. At least they looked up. They had players to look up for, like, as what you said. These youngsters that come into the first team, they thought already, I already made it as a first team player, But you should easily put yourself down, like, Rice, man, Rice is a good player, right? But Carrick, underestimated, 100%. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think I'm in that camp that really underestimated Carrick, and maybe I don't rate him. He's just not I like player profiles. He didn't. I thought, me personally, we would never have won the double, a close treble, if it wasn't for Bournemouth that knocked us out in that bullshit game at Old Trafford. I was at that game, by the way. Who went and win the FA Cup, actually, Bournemouth. With Sol Campbell in the team. I'll say that, to me, the reason why we were that good, I think it was Hargreaves. And I was so devastated.
He was injury prone.
Yeah, but he when he played, oh my God. The ground he covered, Jarvis, I can't tell you. A lot of times we had problems out wide because Gary Neville kept getting injured. West Brown sometimes would get injured. And he filled in at right back. Not many people remember that double season.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, for me, he is better than Rice, 100%. Michael Carrick, I just never rated him. I genuinely didn't rate him. I'm not going to lie to you, because
I love
the type of midfielders, type of midfielders I was used to were the physical midfield players. And he, for Manchester United, I just remember a lot of goals being his fault. I'll never forget, twice we got knocked out by Munich, and he was the guy that didn't close the people down properly.
But guess what? Out of all these ex-players as a pundits right now, if you look at it, Hargreaves, I like him as a pundit. Very down to earth, speaks his mind. He's not like, Roy Keane and all them toxic, like, he tells it like it is. I like him. He's down to earth. I think he's original Canadian, isn't he?
Carrick.
No, Hargreaves.
Yeah, Canadian, yeah. Well, British, he's got British links in it. He could play for England. He had English links. He was an incredible. For me, if we could have him and Scholes being made again, and Sebastian Veron, I rated Veron so much. And I think Veron was so, that to me is the most painful signing. I rated Veron so much. And actually in Europe, he was incredible.
I'm sorry.
But people said he was a what do you call it? A failure. He wasn't a failure in my eyes. In Europe, he played amazing. Some of the games at Old Trafford, some of the passes. Tell me a player who used to put backspin on passes. So when he would kick the ball in a certain way that the ball, instead of running away from you, used to get in front of you and come back.
Scholes.
No. So Scholes did that, but Veron had the technique.
Yeah, Veron. Yeah.
Veron had the technique.
Veron. One quick question here. I think we need to mention this. Is from MUTube coming in with a question for you, Noureddin. And what's your most favorite game you watched at Old Trafford, and what's your favorite away game?
Oh my God, there's so many. Can we do it by decades? Let's do it by decade. Decades was the Bruce. No, I can give you one. The one that I remember that was just in '99. That season was crazy. Was the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer Scholes shoving Scholes out the way to get that goal it was that goal. Dwight York. We were like in injury time.
In
Dwight
Liverpool,
York, yeah,
FA Cup.
FA Cup, yeah.
Yeah.
It was Dwight York, and the atmosphere that day was just something else in that stadium. I came out of there bouncing. The most impressive performance I've ever seen, the team that has bopped us around that football pitch, was Atletico Bilbao under Bielsa. I have never seen a team take us apart like that team. From minute one, their fans and that team schooled us. Absolutely schooled us. This was at the time when Fergie was covering up for the Glazers, kept telling people, oh, there's no value in the market, there's no value in the market. And at the same time, what he was doing was that playing the twins, the Brazilian twins, and that in midfield sometimes. And
Fabio and Rafael.
And that's why we were getting destroyed.
There's one game that I regret. I received tickets to go to that game, and that was the 5-4 victory. Were you there? The quarterfinal. That must have been a mad atmosphere.
Against who?
Sorry, the last quarterfinal win. Sorry, I'm eating.
Yeah, now the
Europa with Maguire. Yeah.
Oh, this game now. Oh, this game now. Yeah, I was there. It's a shitty Europa League. It didn't mean that. That to me, that the Oligon of Solskjaer, Dwight York, meant everything to me. This was mad. Don't get me wrong. But this game, we already won it. We already won this game. Liverpool came in the first couple of minutes in that game. I remember, Jobs. They went 1-0 up. And all game, we were just couldn't. The goalkeeper was making saves. We were hitting the post, hitting the back. I'll never forget Roy Keane having one of the best chances. I celebrated, like that. And then the ball came back off the post. You know what I mean? We were pushing in that game. And in the last 20 minutes, we threw the kitchen sink, the baby, the bath, everything. And then Oli came on. I'll never forget that. Scholes, he controls the ball. The ball gets played. It flicks around. Goes to Scholes. Solskjaer just moves him out the way. And that left foot finish is one of the best finishes because he finishes it into the near post when the goalkeeper was expecting it to be in the far post. And I just remember it was bedlam. Obviously, Scholes, I wasn't in the stadium, but I remember how the city was when we beat Barcelona in the semi-final. When Scholes, he put it in the top bins. You know, that they made a mistake. Ronaldo chased down the player and then, and he put it. What other games for me? Juventus, there was one game I'll never forget. In a Champions, there always a lot. I used to always try to get into the Champions League nights, and there are so many games. But I remember one Ryan Giggs last minute equalizer, scoring a goal, ripping up Juventus, twisting in and out, and putting it in the top of the roof like the FA Cup goal. I remember us beating Fiorentina by the Suter scoring a wonder goal. Then Andy Cole, I think, Dwight York scored 2 to make it 2-1 or 3-1. So there's so many incredible Champions League nights.
What about the 8-2 victory over Arsenal when we played our second
time? I walked out back of that stadium and my Facebook status was, please Manchester United, buy Lassana Diarra and Schneider. The Dutch player. And Lassana Diarra. I think, did he play for France? Play for Real Madrid, he played for Chelsea.
He did, Diarra,
I was like, please buy these 2 midfielders. So I remember on that day, because we're like, Arsenal were crap, we smashed them. I remember it was my status on Facebook, walking back from the stadium was, please, United, buy these 2 midfielders so we can challenge for a league.
1999.
Neil Driscoll coming in and say, my favorite away was Southampton. United won 2-5 and Josh Best scored 3 goals. And at home, they beat Newcastle 5-0. Yeah, Neil Driscoll, old school. Big up, Neil. You are lucky being able to have seen Georgie Best at his prime. That must have been something. So big up the Driscoll. Well, that's at the end of the show. I think we are on 61 likes. Let's have a check. 61 likes. Yes. So I think we reached our target. I would say 60 is okay. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. So my treat for everyone that joined this live stream, if you're watching on, Tactical Devils, make sure Jarvis reach up to 1,000 subscribers. Smash the like. But we talked about all these players, but this video is put together as compilation. What would it look like if all these players continue playing to the 60? What would it look like? And this I saw today, and I was laughing my ass off. So I just want to share a little bit of a finishing off with this beautiful compilation video, and feel free to laugh as well. Jarvis, take it away. What would it look like? 30 years from now.
Is it ready?
Yeah, it's ready. It's there.
Okay.
Play the video.
رونالدو جونسون
Salah.
ديمبلي
Dembele.
إيرلينغ هالاند ارحم يا هالاند بيب اصلع
Pep Guardiola.
اصلع تجاه البرجر مع الهزايم توماس مولر
Thomas Müller.
حلو مولر مبابي
Mbappe.
والله مبابي يضحك نيمار فين الويو
Saka.
هذا مشاعر لو تارو انت موافعه هذا مين؟ لا تقول لي زيدان تكفى لا هاري كين
Wow, that's incredible.
Liverpool.
That is incredible. AI is dangerous, man.
AI is dangerous, but you don't
was your
always
favorite then?
get big and fat.
think
when
Harry
you're-
Kane-
when you're in your
Harry
40s
Kane.
or 50s. I'm just saying.
Harry Kane was funny. Looking at the Champions League, right?
It's been a
Uh,
really good show, guys.
You know
I
what
just wanna-
AI?
yeah.
You know AI said. Somebody said, "Where's Shaw?" AI said, "No, Luke Shaw is exactly where he is now. I can't do him. He's already generated already. He's AI already. The current version is AI already.
Neymar.
Even AI were like, no, Luke Shaw. No. He's already like that now."
It's been a brilliant show, guys. I'm so grateful that everybody of you tuned in tonight. It's been a good show, 2 hours and 6 minutes with Noradin and Mick. It's been a great show. We have progressed to 673 subs, so 7 new subscribers to the channel
Brilliant.
tonight. Thank you, everybody,
Big up, everybody.
who just joined the team.
Apologies, I couldn't jump on early enough. I was hungry, making food.
Yeah, that's okay. And I saw you did another stream with Saeed tonight. So you went on. That was a quite long show, 2 hours or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was nearly an hour and 40, something like that.
Yeah. It was a good show. It was a good show. So no worries, Noradin. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Jamie Wayne, Romano for the gifted memberships, Wizard, Genghis Khan, DJ Superfly, Dave, entire Simba, MUtube for that brilliant question, Neil Driscoll, the legend, the Driscoll, as I like to call you, Social Join, Story, everybody, all the questions we got from Barman, from Roddy, from Danny B, Wendy, all the brilliant questions. Thank you. And we will be back, I would say, Wednesday night. I will do a quick preview on the Bilbao game, and we will be back after the Bilbao game with a tactical breakdown of the game. And you will probably see me on Noraden's channel tomorrow night on United Real Therapy with Bubaye and the rest of the guys. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you haven't, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to MUFC Realist TV, subscribe to United Real Therapy and Mr. Structure. Hit them up on X and all the other stuff. So it's been a brilliant show. Thank you, everybody, and have a good night. Bye-bye.